Um, the long-term plan, it was not very you know, diversifying or expanding. It's about a freelancer, a one-man company, and looking at long-term plan. My long-term plan was to get freedom, and there was a definition that I had in mind, which is to and to visualize it. It's at 5 to 9 in the morning, see someone rushing, and I don't want to be that guy. That's the goal. That's the long-term plan, and so we started discussing this. So it's a very simple long-term plan, but a lot of things come into play when you start discussing each little factor, how we are going to do it. Trying to backtrack from it. Okay, we said okay, when you want to do that, and set myself a goal. Okay, want to, for example, very ambitiously said retire at the age of 50, for example. So that's backtracking from it. We didn't follow a very sort of a scientific approach, because it's a one-man company. So it looked like, okay, we ended up having a very sort of involved discussion, which I knew that's what it's going to end up in. Just to give a little bit of structure, so the challenge is, what's the long-term goal is to be free of this external pressure. Just be myself and work to enjoy, rather than just to pay the bills. What I do, run an IT consultant, and opportunities in this is that yes, I can grow if I want to, and probably, let's say, within 5 or 10 years time that I've given myself, I can expand and add more stress to my my already routine. But yeah, that's an opportunity. The problems is that we identify is lack of planning, and the actions that we from the discussion is to introduce someone else to the equation, someone like a financial planner to help have the financial matters put in order, and there's a long list, because the thing is I was not taking the notes. So I think it's the same issue. But yeah,
I think most of that's actually fairly maybe irrelevant, maybe just background stuff.
Yeah.
We answered a whole bunch of questions. In terms of the actual plans that we came up with, I think that's probably on the last page.
Okay. Yeah, that's so the plans we identified, to understand the problem, that okay, for example, being a person, I have already started working towards achieving the goal that I've set myself, but I'm just falling a bit short. For example, I don't, rather than expanding the consultancy, I want to separate myself from IT and start several small businesses. The idea is that there are many businesses, small businesses. They can probably, some of them will do good, some of them will not do very good. So they can support each other, and rather than me, so let's say in 5-10 years time, if I have, let's say, 10 or 20 of these small businesses, I can separate myself from the day-to-day routine. I wouldn't be running for a 9 o'clock meeting somewhere, and just monitoring the businesses. That's and the shortcoming and the problems is my self-management of setting myself goal and then achieving it. For example, say want to start a small business. It could be just an investment into a small, probably a business, helping someone, is to generate the fund, generate the money by that date. But what overcomes is a personal rather than waiting for, let's say, 6 months to collect money, I just spend it today. And, so just to avoid doing that, what do I need? We discussed several options, one of which is to get external help, because I've done a lot of, read a lot of books, tried all the spreadsheets and programs and getting myself notified and all these sort of things, but that doesn't seem to be working. Or you can say it worked for a while. I think I'm over 5 minutes now. So it does work for a while, but now it doesn't. So looking for a motivation. So that's why we want someone else, probably a financial planner, to come into picture and to help. And other than that, is to find a role model, someone who has done something similar, and to follow, as I've done, which worked before. So something like that.
I think some of the concrete actions that we decided that Jalil could do would be, in addition to getting a financial planner, and we said that possibly he could do that in December, he also thought that he needed to spend more time in the company of entrepreneurs. And I guess something like this is pretty much along those lines. So we said that he should make another arrangement to come to a meeting like this, possibly in December as well. And the suggestion that I made was because I think that Jalil, something that he said about procrastination and actually doing all of this extra stuff on top of the day job was a problem to him. And I know that for myself, that kind of thing is a problem as well. I tend to procrastinate, and I find that if I actually want to get things done which are of some kind of significant difficulty, over and above just average day-to-day admin, it actually helps me to take time off work, even if you have to take a couple of days off work, which you might be losing revenue from. It's potentially really, if you're actually looking to start a small business or something like that, that time should be seen as an investment, and that lost revenue should be seen as an investment. And it definitely, during those days, you can apply the same level of energy to your personal and personal business affairs as you would normally apply to your customers' affairs, which is not always the case. So.
So just to add on to that, it tends to focus the mind if you're not earning the money.
Yeah.
I've got to get my values worth out of me.
Right.
If I'm not earning 100 quid or whatever it is, if I'm not earning that 100, what am I doing for it?
Right.
I'm not just having a holiday.
So, yeah.
Focus the mind.